A very warm welcome to TV47 Weekend News on this 31st day of December 2022. It is officially the last day of the year 2022, and Kenyans all across the country are ready to usher, or rather bid farewell to the year 2022 and usher in the year 2023. Well, with regards to that, our reporters are stationed all across the country, ready to bring us, or rather fill us in with the latest happenings from the various counties within the country. Those among many other stories that we've lined up for you on our bulletin this afternoon. But first, let's just have a look at the highlights.
Already in the new year, some nations, including the tiny islands of Tonga, Kiribati and some, bid farewell to 2022. Fare thee well, Pope Benedict XVI. World mourns Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI, remembering him as the first pontiff to resign in decades. Changes in regional command. Interior Ministry makes changes in regional command, recalling regional commissioners appointed in former President Uhuru Kenyatta's term.
Now, my name is Dennis Otieno. Our sign language interpreter is Philip Omondi. I trust you're doing well. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, on to our top story this afternoon. Like I'd stated earlier, it is the last day of the year 2022. Kenyans all across the country are ready to bid farewell to the year 2022 and usher in 2023. Now, we start off with Kwale County, where our Kwale County-based reporter Alfayo Kombo is on standby. Good evening, Alfayo. Kindly bring us up to speed with what is currently transpiring in Kwale County.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm getting you very well from these sides of Kwale County here at Diani, where I'm at the offshore coast of Kwale County at Diani, where I'm just at Tanduri, where I'm congregated with a lot of people. I've just entered here. I've been passing through the different coastal hotels where people are just enjoying themselves from different corners of the world, corners of the country in Kenya. And with me here, I have the manager of this area. Maybe he's going to tell us what is the expectation today that people are just flocking into these areas, and what are they expecting, being that it's different compared to last year when these celebrations of crossing over to the new year from 2021 to 2022, there was no celebrations as it's going to because of the COVID restrictions that were at that moment. But this celebration of this year, people are going to watch the fireworks and enjoy themselves. What are they expecting today night, and how is the situation here at Kwale County? Maybe just come closer and tell us, pengine unatarajia nini siku ya leo?
Ndio, kwa majina naitwa Philip Onyango. Mimi ndio manager wa Tanduri Club. Leo ni siku ya kusherekea mambo na kuruka mwaka. Tunatarajia ya kwamba watu wakuja kwa wingi, kwa sababu Tanduri ni international club, na ikiwa tunahakika ya kwamba leo watu watakuja kwa wingi zaidi.
Ukiangalia kwamba mwaka jana kulikuwa na sherehe kama hizi, na mwaka huu kumekuwa na uhuru, mwaka jana kulikuwa na shida kama vile ya COVID, pengine ni lipi tofauti ambao unatarajia mwaka huu? Kwa sababu tukiangalia katika eneo hili, na hapa ni mahali ambapo watu wanatarajiwa kufika kwa wingi, na tunaona kwamba askari wapo eneo hili kwa wingi, na nyinyi wenyewe unahisije siku hii, na itakuwa utofauti upi wa kuvuka mwaka huu kulinganishwa na mwaka jana?
Ndio, huo mwaka jana, mwaka uliopita, kulikuwa na mambo ya COVID ambao kazi ilikuwa iko chini sana. Hakika tunajua kwamba watu wametumia pesa kwa njia tofauti, ambapo watu hawakusherekewa kwa wingi sana. Lakini huu mwaka pia kumekuwa na changamoto kidogo katika hizo siku zimepita, na tunahakika ya kwamba kwa ile ambao watu wamesave kidogo kusherekea, tunajua kwamba watu lazima watajitokeza, kwa sababu sahi hakuna mambo ya COVID-19. Watu wamepewa muda wa kutosha kusherekea hii mambo na kuruka mwaka.
Okay, thank you very much. As you can get it from the managing director here at Tandoori's, that they are expecting a lot of people to come to these sides of the coastal region. And if you can see at the show coast, people are waiting to see the fireworks. The drums are already down set, waiting for midnight so that they can celebrate the new year in style, being that the previous year people were not able to celebrate this one. Watching the fireworks, that is the exciting day, things that people watch, and they always feel good here at the coastal area, watching the fireworks being blasted at the midnight from these areas of Kwale County. With that said, I think I'm finished, and I will just pass the mantle back to my fellow reporter who is based at Nakuru, and Chichi Josephine, I may pass the mantle back to you.
Thank you very much, Alfayo Kombol, and of course it's quite a very chilly and beautiful evening here in Nakuru County, and of course literally the very last evening for the year 2022. Of course some few hours remaining to get to the year 2023, and of course as you can see, celebrations have started here in Nakuru County. These celebrations are attempting to be making up for the past years that celebrations that were of course muted and cancelled due to the coronavirus pandemic, and therefore I'll be able to engage some of these residents in Nakuru County to tell me how they are ushering in the new year come 2023, and therefore let's start by you and of course with you. Tafadhali nieleze wewe na kuona ya kwamba uko gangari kuweza kuwapatia wananchi usalama. Nieleze jina lako na unatarajia nini kwa mwaka 2023?
Okay, asante sana. Kwanza jina langu ni Kobizak na ninashukuru TV47 kwa kuja hapa Groundless Launch Nakuru. So hapa tunaelezea tumekuja kuasha in a new year 2023. Nakumbuka last time venye COVID ilitufanya, sasa tunashukuru. Hapa hivi tunatoka our customers, safety iko sawa, tuko na a big ground of parking, gari yako iko safe, unakunywa vizuri. So customers wetu wasikuwe na worry cause security iko tight, iko sawa kabisa.
Labda mwaka 2022 utaukumbuka vipi?
Sorry?
Utakumbuka vipi mwaka 2022?
Okay, hiyo nikisema hivyo cause hiyo time tuko okay, skill clubs zilikuwa zimefungwa ukiangalia sana, si kama saizi, but for hii mwaka ambao tunaingia, hii tunataka kuiasha in 2023, tunaingia with the new style. Security na iko sawa bado, because this is the new club in town, Groundless Launch. So tunaaja wa customers wakikuja, they will feel so safe.
Shukran. Na tafadhali nieleze jina lako, matarajio yako ya mwaka 2023 ni yapi?
Jina langu ni Peterson Kamau Githenji, na nataka kusema mwaka ambao unapita tunashukuru Mungu sana kwa sababu tumepata mambo mazuri mengi. Tunakumbuka uchaguzi ambao ulikuwa na amani, tuko na serikali ambayo haina bugdha, serikali ambayo tuna support, serikali ambayo inaandaa mipangilio, na kwa hivyo matarajio yangu ya mwaka ujao ni mwaka ambao sasa serikali ambayo itaingia kwa utendaji, na sisi tunaona pesa zikiteremka na sisi tufikie mashinani na bidii yetu ionekane katika nyadhifa mbalimbali tunapojaribu.
Shukran. Kwa sekunde za kuhesabu nieleze wewe utakumbuka vipi mwaka 2022?
Mwaka 2022 imekuwa mwaka mzuri, lakini tumekuwa na challenges. Kwanza kazi yetu ya security imekuwa chini, but tunashukuru Mungu at least hizi mambo imeanza kuwa sawa.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Dennis, as you have seen, those are the residents, or rather the sentiments of the residents in Nakuru County, of course, being ready to usher in the new year, that is 2023. And therefore, as you can hear, they have a lot of expectations. And of course, just to give you a highlight of what Nakuru County will be remembering 2022 for is one, having the very first female governor in Nakuru County, that is Governor Susan Kika. And also in 2022, or rather in the year 2022, Nakuru County was elevated into a city. I could go on, of course, explaining how Nakuru County will remember 2022 for, but for now, allow me hand over the mantle to you in studio, and on behalf of my camera person, Eliud Karanja, and I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a very happy New Year and a grateful one. Over to you. My name is Chichi Josephine.
And that is our reporter, Chichi Josephine, coming to us live from Nakuru County, of course, speaking to some of the revelers who are ready to usher in the year 2023 and bid farewell to the year 2022. Earlier, we heard it from our reporter in Kwale County, Alfayo Kombo, who spoke to some of the managers at the Tandoori Lounge, and they definitely stated the difference in, the managers of that Tandoori Lounge stated that there is a difference between last year as compared to the celebrations this year. Now, right about now, we cross over to Nandi County, where our reporter Chris Bett is on standby. Good evening, Chris Bett. Kindly bring us up to speed with what is transpiring in Nandi.
Well, thank you so much. Coming to you live from Kapsabet, Nandi County. As the country expect to usher in, Kenyans have assembled in different locations, different places, just to usher in the new year in style. Earlier on, I managed to speak to several Nandi residents, and this is what they had to tell us.
I'm expecting to usher this year in style. That is to be in the house of the Lord. Because when I remember the past 3 or 2 years, there have been a lot of hardships. First, we had a corona, and God helped us to overcome it. And we have seen these things, like economy, things are very bad, but God has fight for Kenya. And that's why I should advise youth, especially here in Nandi and in the whole country, that they should go to church. They should seek the face of God. They should have the fear of God in them, so that the year 2023 that we are expecting to cross over, that we might see people who are blessed, people who are they have the fear of the Lord, and we know that it is God who has carried us.
Tunashukuru Mungu kwa sababu tunafikia katika siku ya mwisho wa huu mwaka ambao umekwisha, mwaka ambao umekuwa na changamoto nyingi sana. Haswa mambo ya corona. Tulianza mwaka tukiwa tumekuwa na mambo ya corona, na tuweza kumbuka vizuri ya kwamba hatukupata zile mahanjam na maharakati nyingi sana ya kufungua mwaka katika mwaka huu ambao umekwisha. Lakini tunashukuru Mungu kwa sababu wakati huu hatuna jambo lolote ambalo laweza kutuzuia kusherehekea tunapokaribisha mwaka.
Hapa siku ya leo nimejiandaa mzuri, nimejitayarisha kukaribisha mwaka mpya, nikifunga mwaka mzee, nikikaribisha mwaka mpya, nikikaa na watoto yangu nyumbani, nikisherehekea, nikitarajia Mwenyezi Mungu aweze kutubariki. Na tunashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kama ametubariki na mwaka huu ambao umeisha, ambao tunaita mwaka mzee. So sisi wote na mimi mwenyewe na watoto wangu tunatakia kila mmoja wetu, kila mmoja wenu ambao mnanitazama kwa saa hii, mwaka mpya iliyo na fanaka na heri njema.
Nafurahia mwaka huu, naona ikiendelea kuishaisha, na vile inaisha naombea Wakenya wote wakae na utulivu na usalama. Jambo linataka ni usalama, wakae na usalama na wapendane. Kila mmoja ajaribu kusaidia mwenzake, yule mwenye hana anamsaidia. Na natarajia mwaka kesho, ikiwa ni mwaka wa 2023, itakuwa ni mwaka wenye mafanikio. Mungu atujalie sisi wote, watu hasa vijana, na ningependa ningewasii waende makanisani leo. Watu wasipotelee sana kwa mambo ya dunia hii, na usalama tena. Tafadhali madereva wajaribu kuangalia upande wa usalama, kwa sababu usalama ni jambo la maana sana. Watu wao wanachukua nafasi, unapata mtu anaendesha gari mbio, anasema nikienda mbio nifike haraka nifungulie mwaka nyumbani, na hiyo inaleta ajali.
Well, as you've heard, others are saying they will be ushering in the new year from the church. Others are saying they will be with their families at home. That's all from Nandi County. My name is Chris Bett. Back to you in the studio.
Well, thank you, Chris Bett, for that comprehensive update from Nandi County after speaking and compiling some of the sentiments put across by Kenyans from Nandi County with the prospects of the year 2023. Now, from that county, we cross over to Nyeri, where our reporter Horace Oro is on standby. Good evening, Horace. Kindly bring us up to speed with what is currently transpiring in Nyeri.
That's right. Thank you so much, Dennis Otieno. Of course, as you said, I'm here in Kwale constituency, Nyeri County, and as you can see, in a church where we're expecting a group of worshippers to be leading their prayers, or to be conducting their prayers here, just one of the ways of ushering in the new year 2023. And as you can see behind me, I'm having church leaders here just to know how 2022 has been for them, how they expect 2023 to look like. Thank you so much. If you can start with you, introduce yourself, the church, of course, and how has it been for you, 2022?
My name is Mary Njokirie, and I love the Lord as my personal Savior. I am the parish minister here at Tambaya, and we are very grateful. We are waiting for the worshippers to come so that we may glorify God together. We can count more blessings. This year has not been easy for us, and especially with our economy in Kenya. But as worshippers, we still focus and fix our eyes onto Jesus, who is the author and the finisher of our faith. So we are here to give thanks to God. We are here to glorify God, because no matter the situation, our God will never change. He remains God. And we're also here to praying and hoping, like what Martin Luther said. I don't know what the future holds, but we know the one who holds our future. So we're expecting that 2023 will be a better year for us, because we are trusting more in God, and we still fix our eyes and anchor on Him. And that's why we are all here. We're waiting for the other worshippers so that they can come and we worship together. Yes.
2022 has been one of those years where many of the youths in Kenya have suffered from depression because, of course, because of the high cost of living, the economic status of the country. What do you have to tell the youths, especially those who are unemployed, those who are struggling to make ends meet?
That is very true that many of our young people have gone into depression, others to mental health illness, and it's because of the economy. Our word for them is that they should continue waiting and hoping, and more to wait, continue doing a small thing without waiting for the major things. In every day, we still have hope in God, and everything that we should do is that we should start step by step without losing hope, and also getting focused onto the one who has called us. So we are expecting more youth here, and we'll continue encouraging them, and also telling them that we should never despise a humble beginning, because their future is brighter, because they know they are trusting in God and their hope is in the Lord, because they cannot turn to the drugs and many other things. We are here to remind them that Jesus loves them and He cares about them. Yes.
Thank you so much. And maybe if you can just talk to Reverend here. What do you expect 2022 to look like, 2023 to look like as compared to the way it has been in 2022?
Okay, thank you. First and foremost, my name is Reverend David Mwiro. I come from Chuka Presbytery, Kiangodu Parish. And I want to say that 2023 is the year of expectation, whereby we're expecting God that He will elevate every one of us from one level to another, because His promises are yes and amen. Yes.
Thank you so much. Of course, apart from people going to church, we're also having other people having their good time in their own way, in the way they like. Some are in the clubs, as we call them, just having good time. But always say, as you heard, we need to do more to ensure that when we cross over to another year, we also better our life as a people. From Nyeri County, my name is Olo Horace.
Well, thank you very much, Horace Olo, for that comprehensive update. Like they say, different strokes for different folks. While some are waiting to usher in the new year from clubs, others will be ushering in the new year from churches. And as Kenya awaits to usher in the new year in about 3 hours, other parts of the world are already in 2023. The tiny islands of Pacific nation of Tonga, Kiribati and Samoa were the first to usher in the new year. As many throng entertainment spots and churches across the globe to bid farewell to 2022, others have already welcomed 2023. Here are how some of the regions that are already in 2023 and those that will be the last to see the new year.
Every year, parties and praise erupt around the globe as different time zones usher in the new year. With the Kirimati Island, also known as Christmas Island, and a string of 10 other mostly uninhabited islands in the Central Pacific Ocean, the first to welcome the new year. The island nations ushered the new year while Kenyans were having their lunch at about the Opera House. Other countries that have already crossed over to 2023 include New Zealand at 2 p.m, Fiji and Eastern Russia at 3 p.m, Central Australia, including Brisbane, Darwin and Adelaide at 5 p.m, Japan, South Korea and North Korea at 6 p.m, Western Australia, including Perth and Ikula at 7 p.m, China, Philippines, Singapore at 7 p.m, Thailand, Cambodia and Indonesia at 8 p.m, Myanmar and Cocos Island at 9 p.m, Bangladesh at 9 p.m. and Nepal at 9 p.m. As the chain reaction of time zones celebrating causes somewhat of a ripple effect across the earth, there always has to be someone who has to wait the longest. The last place to usher in 2023 will be Baker Island and Howland Island, who will see the new year at 3 p.m. Kenyan time on January 1st.
Now, from the celebrations of the new year to a sad turn of events, where Catholic faithfuls and the whole world is mourning the death of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. Pope Benedict died Saturday morning at the Mater Ecclesiae Monastery. Among many other memories, many remember him as the first pontiff to resign in decades. Take a look.
In a statement, the official press of the Pope, Holy See Press, announced that Pope Benedict died at 9:34 a.m. Central European Time, translating to 1:34 p.m. in Kenya, on December 31st, aged 95, at the residence that he chose after his retirement, Mater Ecclesiae, in the Vatican. Holy See Press Director Matteo Bruni announced that the body of Benedict XVI will be lying in state in the Basilica from Monday, 2nd of January 2023, for faithfuls to pay their last respects and farewell.
With sorrow, we inform you that the Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI passed away today, this morning, at 9:34 in the Mater Ecclesiae Monastery in the Vatican. From the morning of Monday, the body of the Pope Emeritus will be in the Basilica of St. Peter's, where the faithful can go.
Bruni also said the Pope Emeritus on Wednesday 28th in the afternoon received the sacrament of anointing the sick in the monastery at the end of Holy Mass. Pope Francis had shared the news of his predecessor's deteriorating health publicly during the last general audience of the year on the same day, inviting people to pray for the retired Pope.
In the afternoon, he had received the anointing of the sick in the monastery at the end of the Holy Mass.
Pope Francis will preside over the funeral of the Pope Emeritus on 5th January at 9:30 Central European Time at St. Peter's Square.
The funerals will be on Thursday this coming week, Thursday the 5th of January, at 9:30 on St. Peter's Square, and they will be presided over by Pope Francis.
For nearly 25 years, Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger Benedict was the powerful head of the Vatican's doctrinal office, then known as the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, CDF. Conservatives in the church have looked to the former pope as their standard bearer, and some ultra-traditionalists even refuse to acknowledge Francis as a legitimate pontiff. Pope Benedict XVI was the first pope in 6 centuries to resign, shocking the world and thereby earning the title of emeritus. He served for 8 years as the head of the church and the sovereign of the Vatican city-state from April 2005 to February 2013, when he abdicated his duties, citing health reasons. Sylvia Nyongesa, TV 47.
May Pope Benedict XVI rest in eternal peace. Now, a family in Ngutani village, Kakululo sublocation, Mwingiwe sub-county, has called for speedy investigations into the murder of a mother and son who were killed within the span of 2 months over an alleged land tussle. according to Patrick Musyoka Ndana, who is the husband and father of the bereaved. Despite furnishing the police with enough evidence over the murder cases, no action has been extended by the force over the matter. Take a look.
It is this land here that is said to be the root source of problems for the Musyoka family in Goutani village, Kakulolo sublocation, Mwingi West sub-county, who over the past 2 months have lost their mother and son in an alleged land tussle. A frail Patrick Musyoka Ndana, who is the husband and father of the bereaved, painfully narrates his plight, saying no arrests have ever been made since the horrendous incident occurred, despite providing evidence of the murder cases to the police, adding that his life is now at risk since he has been receiving death threats.
Wote wale waliwahi kuja mbele walichukua picha kama kawaida, DCI kaangalia kila kitu, wakaenda hapa wakauliza suspect, wakapewa suspects kwa bibi mwezi ya 10. Hakuna mtu amechukuliwa kama suspect.
According to Musyoka, who is yet to bury his son, the perpetrators want to disinherit the family by eliminating them and take over the family land, as he appealed to President William Ruto to help him foot his son's burial expense.
Kitu naomba government ni kwamba wanisaidie kwanza kwa uchunguzi wa hao watu ni wakina nani. Pili, wanisaidie kwa mazishi kwa sababu kijana hajazikwa na mimi sina pesa ya kutosha. Mtoto anaenda shule form 1 na bado mimi ni mgonjwa.
Benedict Musyoka Kaloki, a brother to the late Mama Veronica, who was wife to Patrick, stated that after his sister was laid to rest, the investigations into her killings were forgotten by the Directorate of Criminal Investigations.
Wakati sisangu alichinjwa, mimi mwenyewe nilijaribu kupata DCI, nikawauliza, wakaniambia tutafuata. Wakakuja wakapewa crew, hakuna kitu walifanya. Siku ile mtoto amechinjwa juzi, nilipigia mkubwa wa DCI Mwingi. Nikamuuliza, mnangoja watu wachinjwe mpaka lini ndio mfanye kazi? Cha kunijibu aliniambia hiyo kitu imekuwa ngumu kwake, ataita mkubwa wa county. Ule anashughulika na DCI. Lakini mpaka saa hii wiki imeisha tangu kijana achinjwe. Hakuna kitu inaendelea.
The family is worried that there may be more deaths related to land tussle in the area if the killers are not stopped from the heinous killing spree.
Hii ni kitu yenye imekuwa ikihappen na watu wenye tuna suspect ni watu wa nyumbani, hakuna mtu wa nje. Na wamekuwa wakienda wakidanganya watu wa nje, mara ni nani, mara ni mfanyikazi, lakini sisi tunajua hiyo kitu inatoka hapa.
Migani Sub-County Police Commander Mr. Chalo Kazungu told TV47 that the case has been taken up by CID officers who are continuing with investigations. Dennis Otieno, TV47, Nairobi.
And from that story, all you can say is may justice be served promptly. Now we'll do a short break, but don't go too far. When we come back, we'll be giving you more news, so stay tuned.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Hey! Kaluma King Herbal Lozenges zinazo nguvu maradufu kutuliza kikohozi, vidonda vya koo na mafua. Kaluma King ni shwari.
Tika mama huyo muharifu kaiba kuku zangu, vifaranga wangu na mayai zote pia kabeba. Haya, tika mama huyo.
Maumivu yakizidi, muone daktari.
Discover a world full of opportunities, a place to build your skill and see the world in a different perspective. Sensei Institute of Technology is the home to the best practical courses, giving you hands-on experience to handle the world. We offer courses such as plant operator, plant mechanics, driving and trailer driving, CCTV and alarm installation, solar installation, electrical installation, motor vehicle mechanics and electronics, building construction technology, welding fabrication, roads and dam construction, hospitality courses, and many more. For you to join us, ensure you have your national ID card and be ready to enjoy the ride.
Remember, my skills, my future at Sensei.
Sensei College, my skills, my future.
The secret to an instant glow and spotless skin. Acne C10 is a 10% pure vitamin C serum that effectively fades dark spots and clears dark patches. With a unique formulation, it is quickly absorbed deep into the skin to give optimal results. Acne C10, 10% pure vitamin C serum, safe on all skin types.
Tricent School of Medical Health Science and Technology is a premier training institute for market-driven courses. With state-of-the-art facilities, competent and dedicated members of staff, and linkages with the medical industry, you are assured of a bright future when you study with us. Enroll today in our campuses at Juja, Nairobi West, Kisumu, and Homa Bay.
Sienda nayo huko ndani, unaacha hapo kwa luggage ndio uingie.
Ni wacho kwa luggage namna gani nataka kutumia huko ndani? Nimekuja na hii gani ndio inatumika? Hii paketi ama hii kuchota? Kwani serious hii? Bwana wacheni mchezo bwana. Nini?
Karibu customer. Hizi bidhaa unaziacha pale kwenye luggage ndipo sasa ufanye shopping kwa supermarket yetu. Kuchota ni kufanya shopping pekee.
Ni kufanya shopping.
Sema na Hetia Supermarket ndio best. Kwa mara nyingine tena, Hetia Supermarket inakuletea kuchota na Hetia Supermarket. Kushiriki shindano la chota tuwe karibu nawe Kitale, Bungoma, Eldoret, Kakamega, Kisumu, Busia, Naivasha, Limuru, Nairobi, Thika, Nyeri, Meru, Chuka na Maua. Nunua bidhaa ya shilingi 600 na zaidi na utapewa raffle ticket. Jaza vizuri na utumbukize kwa sanduku iliyo mlangoni. Utakuwa umeingia kwa draw ya kujishindia zawadi Dahatsumira, pikipiki 21 aina ya TVS, 1130 school fees, TVS, shopping vouchers na vingine vingi.
Ni huku. Saidia bibi.
Chota kuchota imethaminiwa na Kiwi Bacon, Savannah Juice Fruit Vial, My Choice Hand Wash, Zesta Choco Primo, Ketepa, Blue Band, Aramco, Oven Fresh Bread, Nivea, Silent Night Mattresses, Coca-Cola pamoja na Hisense. Shindano hili limeidhinishwa na BCLB permit number 002816. Sheria na masharti kutumika.
Chota kuchota na Hetia Supermarket, na hii motokaa gari smart kabisa inaweza kuwa yako. Unangoja nini? Ingia, fanya shopping yako Hetia Supermarket, uchoto kuchote na hii kari. Hii motokaa inaweza kuwa yako. Mtu anaweza pesa kwa booth.
Hetia Supermarket, a world of choice.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, it is the last day of the year 2022, a year that has been eventful. Tonight, TV47 takes stock of the major events that have shaped 2022, 365 days later. Take a look.
This building, after
The news of the demise of former Attorney General Charles Njonjo in his home in Muthaiga, Nairobi on the 2nd of January 2022 seemingly dimmed the celebrations that had rocked the country as Kenyans ushered in the new year. Njonjo was the last surviving member of Kenya's first cabinet, constituted in 1963. He distinguished himself with his trademark pinstripe suits and his unique taste for all things British. The Duke of Cohabitation, as popularly nicknamed, died at the age of 101.
For the unacceptable state of affairs.
However, Njonjo's death wasn't to be the first and last in the year. 4 months later, the country was saddened by the death of the second president of Kenya, Stanley Emilio Mwai Kibaki. Leaders in the country and beyond pay their tributes to a man who revolutionized the country's economy and created comical moments in his speech.
And as Kenyans did say during our campaign, we are truly unbogable. And we are bound to succeed.
In the month of September, the country joined the world in mourning the death of Queen Elizabeth II. The death of the Queen brought back memories of the extraordinary circumstances in which she became the sovereign just over 70 years ago when she visited the famous Treetop Safari Hotel in 1952. And speaking of extraordinary, the year 2022 saw Kenyans being ruled under two different governments. The Jubilee administration under former President Uhuru Kenyatta and the new regime under President William Ruto. The year began with a clamor of political campaigns as leaders from all elective posts raced with time and money to woo their supporters. And the most coveted one, the presidential race.
Bottom up! Bottom up!
A race that pitted President William Ruto on his Kenya Kwanza brigade, while on the other side of the political seesaw was a man who had done it all and seen it all. Trying on his fifth stab under the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition, Raila Odinga. The heated political campaign saw words exchanged.
Lakini hao majamaa wakaleta ile maneno ya handshake, wakatupeleka mbuko mpaka kwa sijui rege. Alafu wakaturingia ati nobody can stop reggae. Reggae ilisimama haikusimama.
Mimi wakiniingilia ati sijui tulifanya handshake na mzee mwingine. Sasa hiyo handshake imelete shida, imelete sijui nini, hakuna kazi inaendelea.
And roadside promises uttered.
Sasa tutashirikiana serikali ya Kenya na wale wanatusaidia kujenga manyumba, ili tuwasaidie kupunguza gharama ya manyumba.
As politicians broke into song and dance as each played along to the tunes. And finally, the hula baloo of song and dance died down as the Electoral Commission took the center stage to conduct the 2022 general elections. The voting process in most parts of the country continued seamlessly as Kenyans remained glued to their screens. As different media outlets together with the IEBC tallied the presidential results. The end of the tallying process, however, signaled in the beginning of disgruntlement by a section of Kenyans as the results announced by the chairperson of the IEBC, Wafula Chebukati.
William Samoei. Number of valid votes, 7 million.
Did not sit well with everyone, including within the commission, with the 4 IEBC commissioners distancing themselves with the results that declared William Ruto the winner of the election. The losers in the election trooped to the Supreme Court, seeking to overturn the results. And after legal showdowns in the Apex Court, the 7-judge bench led by Chief Justice Martha Koome upheld the declaration of William Ruto as president. And on the 30th of September, thousands of Kenyans thronged the Moi International Sports Center in Kasarani to witness the change of guard. This was followed by the formation of the new government through appointments of cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, and the Inspector General Japheth Koome, among other state officers. The tunes of the controversial Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020, popularly known as the Building Bridges Initiative, BBI, were also muted by the Supreme Court this year. The bill had for a long time received the backing of former President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga, seeking to cure the winner-takes-it-all syndrome. However, according to the CJ Martha Koome, the BBI was unconstitutional. And for Miguna, 2022 will surely be a memorable year. The controversial lawyer and author, who had been staying in Canada for over 4 years after being ejected from the country in unclear circumstances, jetted in the country and headed straight for the Mashujaa Day celebrations. His face and speech filled with gratitude and freedom.
I must extend my gratitude to Kenyans that voted overwhelmingly for the Kenya Kwanza government, because that is central for me. Without this administration, I would not be back home.
The sense of freedom also greatly resonated among many Kenyans on the 11th of March. After the Ministry of Health lifted the mandatory wearing of masks, this saw the return to normalcy among places of worship, business and even sports. This was occasioned to a significant drop in the COVID-19 cases in the country. 2022 also had its dark sides. The worst drought in over a decade struck the country, resulting to the death of thousands of people and livestock and leaving others in dire need in various parts of the country. The drought situation became one of the toughest assignments the new government had to deal with, and in response, the cabinet lifted the moratorium of the genetically modified products in September after 10 years of ban. The move sparked a push and pull, with the government defending its move, saying that it will solve the perennial food shortage, while those opposing it faulted the government for not involving Kenyans. This even as the CS Trade Moses Kuria hinted that the government will be ordering the importation of 10 million bags of maize duty-free. But for first time Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza, this has been an exceptional year. Having trumped the high and mighty in the area during the August general elections to be elected as an independent candidate, Mwangaza had her light shining with her husband, Murega Baichu, stringing the guitar beside her. But this just didn't sit well with the MCAs, who wanted her gone and for good for alleged abuse of office and gross misconduct. Her time of reckoning had come on the 30th of this month, and she held on to her prayers. The 11-member special committee, chaired by Kakamega Senator Boni Halole, stated that none of the allegations made could be substantiated. And as curtains come down for the year 2022, we shall forever reminisce the lives of those we lost. Like veteran journalist Catherine Kasavuli, who breathed her last on the 30th day of December. Her death shocked the nation, with leaders and Kenyans alike trooping to social media to issue glowing tributes. Kasavuli passed on while receiving cancer treatment at the Kenyatta National Hospital.
Now watch this magnificent goal by Pele.
Across the borders, Kenyans joined the world in mourning the death of Brazilian football legend Pele, who had a glittering career decorated with almost all accolades and records after scoring more than 1,000 goals and being the only player in history to win 3 World Cup titles. And on the last day, just today, the world was saddened by the passing of the Pope Emerald Emeritus Benedict XVI in his residence at the Vatican's Mater Ecclesiae Monastery. Stanley Nyeringita, TV 47.
And the major events that took shape in that specific year. But moving on, the decision by a Mombasa court to recognize Come We Stay arrangements as legal marriage arrangements has continued to elicit varied reactions while drawing sharp gender parallels both on and offline. The judge ruled that partners who have been in a relationship for long can be said to be in marriage, and in case the relationship breaks, provisions of the law on divorce will apply in matters division of wealth acquired together. As reports Micah Gongo, several Kenyans have welcomed the ruling, saying that it will serve a lesson to rogue men who misuse women and leave them home and dry.
The decision by a Mombasa court has ruled that come-we-stay relationships could be classified as legal marriages. After a 6-month period continues to elicit various reactions and has reawakened the debate on dividing wealth gotten from couples staying together. In the decision, the court ruled that a woman who was the complainant had the right to get a share of wealth gained while living with a man for over 5 years. They had lived together in a come-we-stay marriage before the man died. The ruling has elicited heated gender wars both off and online, with many men faulting the judgment, citing that the complainant failed to prove the existence of a legal marriage arrangement in order to get a share of the deceased estate according to Kamba community traditions.
Mali yenye nimeunda peke yangu hatuwezi gawana. Juu alinipata naye. Labda yenye tumeunda naye tunaweza gawana.
Okay, depends how far wametoka, cause unaweza oa dem kama bado uko chini, mnalala chini, au dem akuje mtafute mali pamoja. So by the end hata mkiachana na maybe mlikosana, I think kuna percentage unafaa mpe hata kama ni 30%.
Inawezekana kwa sababu unaona sasa mmetengeneza, hata kama una mtoto wake lazima akugawie kwa sababu ungengangana na yeye. Kwa sababu sasa unaona kama sisi tumeanza biashara, tumegrow, tunasaidiana chini juu chini, anikopesha na mkopesha, unaona. Sasa tunaenda hivyo kwa sababu amempata, tukiwa tunaendelea.
Judge John Onyego ruled that two lovebirds who have stayed together for a while in a come-we-stay relationship are akin to staying in legal marriage, and if the relationship breaks, then the provisions on laws on divorce shall apply in dividing wealth gotten while staying together. The judge said the time frame of staying together makes any Kenyans with a normal mind to believe that they stayed together as husband and wife. He said according to the evidence provided, the late had stayed together with the complainant and that they had made their relationship public. The period of cohabitation being 7 years, it leads to a presumption of marriage. This was not a fleeting love affair.
In society and in social forums, you introduce yourself as man and wife, meaning that you've gone like for an event and you say niko nimekuja na mama watoto, acha bibi akuja wasalimie. So because now the members of the public may not know the history, whether you've done a wedding or not, but how you introduce and how you treat her is like that of a wife. So the court was of the considered view that yes, a cohabitation under that instance would amount to a wife.
Wezi claim mali ya mtu ule amekaa amevumilia kwa ndoa, umekuta sosa, umekuta mteremuko. Lazima share yako lazima ikuwe kidogo, wezi toshana na ule.
Onyego cited section 3(5) of the law on succession, which speaks on the giving a second wife the same wealth as the late first wife. Lawyer Peter Njagi speaks on the matter.
One is that you have lived for an inordinate long period of time together. Meaning, like in this case, they had lived for 9 years. So the court was of the view, 9 years is a long period of time. In another case, like for Justice Chacha, it was 5 years, which the court also felt it's a long period of time.
The ruling, however, differs from that delivered by Judge Chacha Mwita in 2020. Judge Mwita said that staying together in a man's house was not reason enough to believe that the subjects were in marriage. He added that adding a man's name to a woman's is not proof of marriage. In another ruling, the High Court delivered yet another explanation on issues to be addressed concerning issues caused by division of wealth arising from come-we-stay relationships.
Because look at it this way, Mike. The instances whereby the breadwinner of the house is the man. So that now when it comes now to a divorce, or when maybe when the marriage has become bitter and they're trying to distribute the matrimonial property, the man says, look, all these things that we're talking about, I'm the one who bought them, I'm the one who purchased them, I'm the one who contributed monetary value to acquisition.
In September 2021, Judge Teresia Madheka, while addressing a similar case, said that it was not right for the High Court to rule that housewives did not contribute anything in financial development in their families.
You could also not have done all these things, but you have lived together for a considerable period of time with this person, what we call, in loose term, come with stay. And that person also can get a title of a wife. So maybe what is important is for a listener and for a viewer to really understand the test that is applicable for such a wife of come we stay wife to be described as a wife.
The ruling seems to favor ladies who on most occasions enter into relationships targeting rich men. Mike, Kagwongo TV 47, Nairobi.
Well, thank you, Mike Kagwongo, for that report. Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has made significant changes at the ministry and national administration. In the changes announced earlier today, the Interior CS recalled all regional commissioners appointed under the former President Uhuru Kenyatta's regime.
In a public notice earlier Saturday, Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has recalled all current regional commissioners in the 8 regions, formerly provinces, and ordered the redeployment of county commissioners in several counties. The 8 regional commissioners appointed during former President Uhuru Kenyatta's term will be replaced as follows. Rhoda Onyancha has been deployed to Coast Region as John Otieno takes over Northeastern, Paul Rotich, Eastern Region, Frederick Shisia, Central Region, as Abdi Hassan takes over Rift Valley Region, and Samson Irungu is in charge of Western Region. Others include Flora Moria, who is now in charge of Nyanza Region, and Kate Mwanzo is in charge of Nairobi Region, who is also a former witness in the ICC. In the replacements, which come just months after Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua seemingly forgave them for what the Kenya Kwanza side said was pushing the Azimio agenda in the run-up to the August election, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki noted that the changes are the immediate effect and are aimed at enhancing service delivery. He also appointed 3 new county commissioners, that is Tom Anjere, who will be deployed to Kisii County, William Kaimba in Makueni, and Felix Watakila in Kajiado County. At the Ministry of Interior headquarters, changes have also been made where Anne Ngetich, currently Secretary of Administration in the State Department for Lands and Physical Planning, is a new first female to hold the Principal Administrative Secretary PAS position. Beverly Opora, currently County Commissioner for Makueni County, takes over as the Secretary for National Administration. Jacob Namulen, who holds the County Commissioner